Hello everyone, I'm going to explain the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear, written by Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore was born in 1861 and he died in 1941. He was a Bengali poet, writer, music composer and painter. He won Nobel Prize in Literature in 1913 for his anthology Geetanjali. Where the Mind is Without Fear was written by Tagore originally in Bengali in 1900. In 1911, he translated this poem in English. This is a kind of prayer. The time when this poem was written, India was under British rule. Here in this poem, the poet is praying to Almighty God to liberate his country. But he is not only praying for political freedom, but he wants spiritual freedom for his countrymen. Let's start the explanation of the poem. The first line of the poem is where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. The poet is praying to Almighty God to make his country such a land where mind is without fear, where mind is fearless, where there is no fear of oppression or cruelty, and the head is held high, and the head of countrymen is held high. They are able to hold their head high. That means to say they are able to live with self-respect. His countrymen should have self-dignity. The second line of the poem is where knowledge is free. The poet says his country should be a land where knowledge is free. That means knowledge is not restricted to some sections of upper classes, but it should be free for all. Everybody should have a right to get knowledge. The other meaning can be taken that knowledge should be free. It should not be limited to the restrictions of the classrooms. Children should get knowledge even from the world of nature. Next line is where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. The poet prays not only for his own country but for the whole world. He says this world should be a land which is not divided into fragments. Fragments means pieces, divisions by narrow domestic walls. There should not be narrow walls which divide the people of the world. These narrow walls are of color, caste, creed, religion. The poet says the people of the world should stand united. They should not be divided by such walls of color, caste, creed and religion. The next line of the poem is where worlds come out from the depth of truth. He says his countrymen should be truthful. They should not be superficial, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. His countrymen should be hard-working. They should strive for perfection. Strive means work hard, and their hard work should be tireless. They should not get tired because of their hard work. They should work hard until they achieve perfection, until they reach their destination, until they achieve their goal. Where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Further, the poet is praying to God that his countrymen should be people of reasoning. They should be people of rational thinking. He has compared rational thinking to clear stream of reason. We know stream of water, in which water keeps on flowing. And when water keeps on flowing, water is fresh. And when the same water becomes stagnant, it starts stinking. Same thing happens with our thinking also. So our thinking should be rational. It should be like a flowing river. And this river, this stream, should not lose its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Dead habit is belief in superstitions, belief, some kind of orthodoxical beliefs. He has compared these superstitious beliefs with dreary desert. Desert is a land where there is no greenery, no plantation is possible. A mind which believes in, which has a faith in old beliefs, outdated beliefs, it becomes like a desert. So my countrymen, they should always be rational thinkers. They should leave all the superstitious beliefs and customs. The next line is, where the mind is led forward by thee. Thee means you. The poet is praying to God, lead the mind of my countrymen. He is asking the God to become a leader. God should lead the mind of his countrymen into ever widening thought and action. His countrymen should be progressive in thought and action. Then this country will become truly free. And the poet says, into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. He is praying to God. He is addressing God as Father, that you lead my country, lead my countrymen. When they will become rational thinkers, when they will become hard workers, then this country will truly become a heaven of freedom. So this is where the mind is without fear. Further, I am discussing the central idea of the poem. Central idea means main idea that is given by the poet, and that is, the poet prays to Almighty God to turn his country into a heaven of freedom, where people are free from oppression. They are able to live a life of self-respect and are free from shackles of color, caste, creed, and religion. It should be a land of spiritual freedom, rational thinking, truthfulness, hard work, and perfection. The poet has used poetic device of alliteration in this poem. Now, what is the meaning of alliteration? It is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of closely connected words. For example, we are having the line of the poem, into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Here we see in this sentence there is a repetition of alphabet D that gives the sound of D in the words dreary, desert and dead. So we will say that the poet has used alliteration in this line. Here I have given some word meanings. I hope the whole topic is clear to you. Thank you.